Hi everyone, let's discuss the proper way to detox your body. There are 3 steps in detoxing the body successfully, and I'm going to share them with you, so stay until the end. I am Lily, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm a detox coach and guide. I have different detox programs, courses, liver, parasitic infection cleanses, and so on. And also I have a few groups, and one of them, it's a private group and it's free. You are invited. I'm going to link everything that I talk about underneath this video, so make sure that you check the links below this video. So in our private Facebook group, there are people, newbies, that come with different methods of detoxification, especially parasite cleanses. And they start posting about what they do, and then they tell us they feel awful, and they go through a lot of suffering and I don't know, different reactions, different bad reactions, which are die-off reactions or Herx reactions. And I'm just here, I'm shaking my hand and just sending them a prayer because they don't know what they're doing, and I don't know what I was doing. So I really relate to them. That's why I'm sending them prayers. And also I try to comment as much as I can. Because I remember when I started cleansing parasites, I almost ended up in the emergency room because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was doing a lot of research, I was reading books and everything, but still I had no clue what I was doing. So let me tell you how you start, first thing first. And you might want to take notes, and you will definitely want to print out something, a sheet of information that I'm going to share with you. First step, it's pretoxing. First step, step number 1, pretoxing. What is pretoxing? Pretoxing, it's preparing the body before you enter an actual detox, a proper detox, so to speak. And pretoxing, it's all about learning and teaching your mind and your body and your emotions to do the right thing, basically. So I have actually I have 2 videos, but one of them is about the guidelines. I have 7 guidelines, and I talk about these guidelines of detoxification in detail. So you really want to watch that one, but not also watch. I will also link some pretoxing guidelines, so make sure that you print out the guidelines and put them where you can see them daily, on your fridge, on your desktop, in your car, by your bed, because what we see, we retain, and the information that we retain, we actually do, we take action on that. So that's very important. Pretoxification, very important. Things like you cannot start a detoxification without solving the constipation issue. So we talk about that in pretoxing guidelines. The level of what kind of water to use, and then use some salt with that water, what kind of salt you want to use, and some breathing techniques. There is everything in the guidelines. You want to make sure that you print those guidelines, and then not only that, they're not only pretoxing guidelines, but these are things that once you start doing them, they'll become second nature, and they're going to last for life. It's like a healing tool in your tool kit, basically, in your toolbox. They're very, very important. A lot of people skip this first step, and they end up with a lot of issues like migraines, headaches, bloated, like I was when I was starting my Parasite Cleanse. I remember, as I mentioned, I almost ended up in emergency room because I felt like my belly was expanding like 3-4 times. It was here, and I had cramps, and I felt so bad, and I was scared. I was scared because I didn't know what was happening with me. And it lasted for a few days, because when we just keep adding things and then want to kill parasites, they release toxins. And those toxins can be very detrimental. They can recirculate, and then they end up in other organs, and we don't want that. We end up creating more damage than doing good. So that's why step number 1, pretoxing, it's absolutely important. It's crucial, okay? It's very, very important. So step number 1, pretoxing, make sure that you watch the video and then print the guidelines. Step number 2, is detoxing your liver. You gotta start with liver first. Make sure you're not constipated, so we address that in the Pretox. But liver is number one organ of detoxification. It's the filter of your system. Imagine your liver like a ball, like a soccer ball or football ball, whatever you want to imagine. And the entire ball is kind of like it's clogged. There is like a layer that it's gunk, it's dirt, let's say. And when we put in more good food, more nutrients, the liver says, and that layer says, I'm sorry, I'm clogged, I'm blocked. So what does the liver do? It sends the toxins in the blood, in your lymphatic system, in your kidneys, in your lung, in your brain, and so on. So we don't want a liver that is clogged. We want to first make sure that you detox that liver, that filter in the body. It's the main organ of energy. If you feel low, it's because the liver doesn't function properly. Now, another video I'm going to put in the links in the description below on how to properly detox your liver. Okay? Now, I have a course, and it's actually a program, and we start with the liver and then we move into parasites. And it's very complex because the liver, we cannot really detox only on the physical level. It's like you're taking a supplement and then you think that, oh, okay, liver is detox. We take that supplement for a couple of weeks or a few days and you think that liver it's fine. It doesn't work like that. Liver wants and demands real foods. And I want to say it again. Liver wants and demands real foods. Supplements sometimes are okay, but let's face it, just think about the supplement industry. It's becoming so big because there is a lot of, right, involved. So we gotta do some thinking here, like just sit down with yourself, do some thinking. Some of the supplements are synthetic, some of the supplements are toxic, and you end up putting more toxins in your body, and the liver has to work extra hard to filtrate those toxins. So it's important to know what you are doing. That's why I try to minimize, you understand what I'm saying, minimalize, yeah, I've said it, the toxins, and instead use real clean foods. That's what the liver wants. Once we do that, we feel so much better, okay? But in order to do that, we need to really start detoxing the liver, not only physically, but emotionally, because a lot of emotions, negative emotions like anger, frustration, resentment, jealousy, hatred, they end up in the liver and they weaken our liver. Actually, I have women in my detox programs and they were mentioning, my God, Lily, I signed up for your detox program, which is liver detox and then parasite cleanse, and she said, I thought that I was cleansing parasitic infections, but I ended up like addressing emotions and heal them, because we are holistic beings. You cannot just eat properly and you think that you are detoxing your liver. No, it's, of course, that's very important, but it's not enough. You have to have the right mindset. You need to know that you need to start, you need to know that you need to continue, and you have to finish. That's where the mindset comes into your entire play, because otherwise you're just like taking things and then you're not aware. That's one thing. Second, we need to address emotions. As I mentioned, a lot of emotions reside in the liver. 50% of all general healing, it's emotional healing. So it's important to address emotions. That's why all my courses and everything, we start with the mindset. We eat the real foods to detox properly the body. We have some different methods here and there, maybe some supplements, very few supplements, and then we address emotions. So we can complete the entire detox course. And that's what I also suggest you do. You check on your emotions, work on your mindset, and eat real foods and use real, natural methods and not pills or supplements or anything like that. Supplements, as I mentioned, to keep them to the very minimum. That's very important. So this is the liver. And I have another video that I'm going to share how to detox your liver. Mostly, as I mentioned, mindset, emotions, and sulfur foods. Sulforaphane, it's extremely important to detox the liver. Very, very important. Not only that, green tea, it's another one, and lemon water. Squeeze some lemon. So these things are really important to help to assist in liver detoxification. So this is the liver, okay? Of course, in my course, we not only detox the liver, but we also cleanse the lymphatic system extremely fast. In 3-4 days, you can cleanse the lymphatic system depending on the toxins that you have in the body. Some people take 4 or 5 days, others take like couple of weeks. It really depends on everyone because we are different. We have different microbes in the body and we have different toxins in the body. We have different mental pollution and we have different emotions that we need to solve. So for each individual, it's different. It takes different amount of days basically. And at the same time, so we cleanse the liver, we cleanse the lymphatic system and the kidneys. So 3 birds with 1 stone. That's why that course is very important, and I hope you're going to join that course. But other than that, is like you mentioned, step number 1, Pretox, very important. Second, step number 2, liver detox. We discussed that, and I'm going to put some videos underneath on how to detox the liver. And then step number 3, which is parasitic infections cleanse. We need to address parasites after we pretox and especially after we detox the liver. If you attempt, like I tried and I had to learn my lesson, really, I mean, it was very painful for me and very scary, to be honest with you, because I didn't know what I was doing. And when you see that belly like expanding like that and so many cramps and feeling awful, I panicked, to be honest with you. I panicked for a couple of days and my heart was racing and everything. So a lot of people use different methods and they don't know what they're doing. And if the liver, as I mentioned, is not clean enough, it doesn't have to be 100% clean, but at least you need to cleanse the liver to make room for the toxins that are going to be filtrated by the liver when we cleanse parasites. Because when we attempt to cleanse parasites, they will release toxins and gases. And they move. And sometimes when, like it happened to me, I disturb them. And when you disturb them and you don't take binders, you don't have your liver clean, you don't pretox before, then they will react and they take over and they are in control instead of us being in control. So we require steps. That's why it's very important. And for me, as I mentioned, I shake my head when I see people like that. I don't want people to suffer. Because I know how it is. It's horrible. When you are dealing with this panic and then cramps and headaches and migraines and so on. We really need to know what we are doing. So cleansing parasitic infections, I have another video how to eradicate parasites, and also I talk about that in detail, what steps to take, and also I have my course, and then we go into details, and we also have a Facebook group for support, because it's very important to have support. And not only that, but ask questions, because when you do it yourself and you don't know who to ask, what to ask, and how to do it, it can be very very scary, like it happened to me. So parasites, you need enemas in order to break the biofilm, because parasites live inside the gut. Most of them, 70 to 80% of the parasites live in the gut. They create that layer of protection, and in that layer of protection, everything that's nasty lives in there. And they create a lot of issues because they keep releasing toxins, and all these toxins have to be filtrated by the liver, and then they recirculate, they go into the body, like I mentioned, and you need to break that biofilm. And I have another video about breaking the biofilm. So that's why I'm strongly suggesting that you come to the course, because everything is in sequential order, and you'll learn in detail about how to cleanse your body properly. So you have, for example, coffee enemas. I teach about suppository. I teach how to make your own tinctures. As I mentioned, I'm not a fan of supplements, although I still use supplements and some of them are great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to rely on supplements. I want to make sure that I'm using real foods, and that's why I teach in my courses and people follow and they have successes. So it's important to know cycles, because parasites have cycles. They multiply during the full moon. They grow like crazy in millions. It's important to know when to start, and it's important the cycles, when to take a break. It's important to know how to use those tinctures, the herbal tinctures. It's important to know that your stomach has to be acidic, so it will eradicate parasites, and we don't allow parasites to pollute our body. We also mentioned intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is another way to help. It's everything matters. It's not just one thing, as I mentioned. Okay, you take an herb and then that's it, parasites are gone. No, unfortunately, because parasites these days are multiplying every single day, because the toxins are multiplying. We're dealing with a lot of toxins in the air, in the food, in the earth, in our water. So toxins and parasites are the main causes of all illnesses and diseases. So we need to make sure that we have the right knowledge, and we don't make mistakes when we attempt to do detoxes. Because a lot of people quit, they're afraid to start, they cannot continue. That's why I mentioned to you, I cannot just give you, okay, Lily, give me the course. Okay, this is the way, this is the way. No, we sit down with each other. We have this information and we work on the mindset. We have one module or even two modules just for the mindset. So we make sure that you are in the right mindset, so you can start, you can continue, and then you finish. A lot of people are starting, but they never finish. So I want to make sure that everyone finishes. Okay, that's why we are working together as a group. It's very, very important. And then again, we address emotions. It's crucial. For example, parasitic cleanses require a lot of emotions with relationships and boundaries. That's very important. So basically, again, to recap, we start with pretoxing. Make sure that you download the guidelines. Then we move into the liver. Watch the videos for the liver that I'm going to link below this one. And then we move into cleansing parasitic infections. Now, when I talk about parasites, depending on what kind of parasite cleanse you are doing, because a lot of people are doing, for mold, I treat all parasites the same, because parasites are the largest organisms. And then when we attempt, with my method, when we attempt to cleanse parasites, we get rid of mold, of yeast infections, the bad bacteria, the viruses, even heavy metals and toxins. Why? Because we shoot for the biofilm. We need to break that biofilm. But then again, it's not just one pill. And it's not going to come like in the first day you're taking an herb or a tincture. No, it requires a little bit of time, and especially preparation. Again, we don't want to suffer. That's why pretoxing is important, okay? So number one, pretoxing. Second, liver. Third, parasitic infections. So 3 things, 3 steps. Whew. Cheers to your health, and I see you in the next one. Make sure that you subscribe and come join our private Facebook group. Also, our courses and our programs are amazing, and I don't say this lightly. Cheers to your health. See you in the next one.